How's it going, folks? I've come here to Derby to visit Bulkhead Interactive, creators of Pneuma Breath of Life, and they're working on the Turing Test and Battalion 1944 as well. I'm meeting Joe Brammer, executive producer as well. How are you, Joe?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Now you're going to take me on a tour of Derby to show us where this story all began, right?
Yeah, you ready?
Let's go for it. All right, Joe, we're here at the University of Derby, and this is really where Bulkhead kind of all started in a way, right?
There wasn't any like, oh, should we, shouldn't we? It was just like, we're doing this, so we're just gonna go for it. I'm a bit of a knee-jerk person. I think someone like, let's do it, and they're like, hold on now, let's slow down.
You went from being at uni on the Friday to actually being in the office, ready to make something on the Monday. Tell me about that transition.
We were so excited just to be in an office actually making games, not just like somebody else's computer, somebody else's room, just like it was us doing our own thing, and we owned it, and that was a really nice feeling. I remember buying like a flower pot and sticking it on like the window and like as decoration right there. We needed furniture like desks and stuff and chairs, so I sold like a PlayStation and a ton of games just to go and make games. Flower pot's still in the studio.
Nice.
Actually, it's still there. And I think it'll always be there, but it's just a nice little thing, I guess. It was nice to decorate it and say it was ours.
Well, why don't we go and take a look at where Pneuma was born, right?
Yeah.
Lead me, Path. Lead me to my destination.
All right, so here we are. This is the office where you built Pneuma. What was the setup here?
It felt like playing game dev, and we were just like making games, and it was just fun.
Tell me about the hours and the blood and the sweat and the tears.
So we're doing 9 till 5 in the office, and then there were guys going to go home, get changed into their bar clothes, and go and work at a bar from 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. and then back at the studio. I think the worst memory would be building our first Xbox build. It was like a 30-degree day or something, and those windows opened this much, and we had a mini fan pointing at a PC, and we were playing poker while we made our build for Gamescom, like 2 days before Gamescom, doing our first ever Xbox build, praying it worked.
Well, you've talked about how some of the team were working jobs at nights in pubs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a bit thirsty. Shall we go and take a look?
Yeah, it seems about time.
Look at this. The world bends to my will.
All right, mate, so we've come into town. This is the pub that you used to come and let off a little bit of steam and get some sustenance. Does this bring back good memories?
We were so full on in the office, and the office was so like high intensity, like working all the time, you can't slip up. It was nice for us to actually relax.
And when Pneuma went on Games with Gold, how did that change things?
Games with Gold was really interesting because we managed to get it to a much larger audience. It was just nice to see that many people actually play the game. It was insane. They loved it, and the response was crazy. And to get that many people following it and saying, this was one of the best games I've ever played, we were surprised because we certainly didn't think it was one of the best games people could ever play. If you make a good game, the people will find it. The good thing about it, gamers, they really take ownership. It's their games, whereas nobody else does that with music or films. With games, it's theirs. And if there's one good little thing in the game, they might remember that.
You're in a new studio setup now. Why don't we head over there and take a look at that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Joe, so here we are at the studio. Tell me about the setup here.
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of kept it open, and it's nice to have everyone in the same room and we're able to discuss anything from design, art, and just general problem solving together. I remember viewing this office first, and we all kind of, when they told us how much it was and about the space, we were just kind of like, oh, we'll never need that. And then 6 months later, we're kind of in here like making Battalion and the Turing Test. We needed that a lot sooner than we thought.
So the Turing Test comes to Xbox One in August this year. How excited are you for people to get their hands on it?
We've been making this game for over a year now, and it's time to kind of see people's reactions. We took it to the Xbox press event for Idea Xbox at GDC, and the response from the press was so much more than we ever thought it would be. Every single person played through the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure everybody stood up and said, this is amazing, I love it so much. We've been saying that you're not doing puzzles, you're doing tests. You're completing the Turing Test, and you're trying to discover the meaning of AI and kind of what they're feeling and is it feeling. And I think now we've sort of taken what we learned in Pneuma and just taken it to the next level. You're going to get that when you play it.
But you're gluttons for punishment here as well, right? You're finishing the Turing Test. You're also started working on Battalion 1944. Tell me about that.
I'd always said like, oh, I want to make a World War II shooter, and I honestly think that's going to be the next big thing. I think it's going to be huge. We went for it, and although I was positive that it was going to succeed, the thing I didn't expect was that everybody would like it that much. Everybody was like, this looks so good, I'm so excited for it. It's full multiplayer, it's all about back to the gritty combat side of things. It's pulling out all the unlocks and the overpowered abilities and the rewards for time played and replacing it for skill. It's just like, is this game fun for everybody that comes and plays? You know, removing the barrier to entry.
Was there particular thinking behind zoning in on 1944 as a moment in time? Is that indicative of the type of experience we'll have?
Yeah, I mean, D-Day happened then, and from then on is basically the core of the fighting that the Americans did in World War II. And you know, we had our Kickstarter goals that we fell just short of the Russians and that kind of thing, and the British. I know a lot of people want them, and we're just looking at ways we can do them, and without fragmenting our community or without making people pay for it. You see people asking like, oh, can you show the Finnish front and that kind of thing, and 90% of the people don't even know there was parts in Finland. For us, we need to chase what works and what we think is going to work. First and foremost, that's going to be the Americans and the Germans, and I'm confident in that. I think that they have some great stories to be told there, and some great campaigns to follow. Xbox were pushing it so hard, they really like the look of it, and the next year it's going to be really interesting for Bulkhead Interactive, and we've got 2 great games coming out, and I'm so excited to see both of them come out that I just can't wait for this next year to come.
So plenty to get excited about right now, in the near future,
Yeah.
and then I can't wait to see what you're doing down the line as well. Joe, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you for the tour around, and yeah, good luck with it all.